How's it going today? It's Frankie and I'm here with Terror Tuesdays. And oh boy, this movie really freaked me out. I thought the first one was good. This one is probably better. It's Smile 2. I've been excited to watch this movie. I've been looking forward to watch this movie. I remember bits and pieces of the first one. And I don't remember the first one being as crazy as this one. I think I gave that one a 10. Wow, this one is on a different level. It's 2 hours long. I can't remember if the previous one was probably 2 hours or maybe slightly less. I thought it was a bit less than that, duration wise. I'm extremely freaked out. This movie is kind of something that excuse me. Sorry about that. Excuse me. It's kind of something about this movie that it's because of the, the smiling aspect of things, and anyone that smiles like that freaks me out. I'm telling you. I'm going to just try and get through as much as possible because it is 2 hours long and I don't know how much of it I can talk about because there's so much going on. So it's about this pop star called Sky Riley, and she is experiencing these weird supernatural entity. I don't even know what you call it, and it's a smiling kind of entity as it was in the first one. And the start of it too got me hooked, and where this guy goes in with a gun and starts like demanding something. I don't know what he wanted. He spoke about somebody killing somebody and he wanted vengeance or something. And then he sees a group of dudes after him that's going towards that house, and he goes into a road and he gets run over. I think it said 6 days earlier, or was it later? Because they said that Sky Riley took part in some sort of like accident with a car. Was that scene? And they showed it. That I don't know. Was it that they're talking about? I'm a bit confused. And the blood that they showed in that one, in that scene especially, I knew it was going to be good acting, top tier on this one. I'm telling you. And I'm going to have to go through it as much as possible. She keeps seeing people smile, right? As like, for example, she sees like a little girl smiling and come up towards like a fan of hers, and I don't understand. Nobody picked that up unless it was probably all in her head and people were just like, is she okay? Now what's going on? I think people could be confused by that. Or she saw the actor Paul Hudson, and he's like the actor that she run over, and he just seems to go up towards her like smile like this. I mean, I don't even want to do it. I don't even want to smile with this video. It feels like I'm gonna be cursed if I end up doing that. And he goes up to her and the thing is, the teleprompter said his name. So was that deliberate, or was that all in her head too? Which is a bit weird because he died like, he got run over or something like that. And then as soon as like the woman behind her, I don't think it was her mom, somebody else, and then she sort of pushes that woman away, and then she lands on the table, and then that part kind of nearly started me there, that when Paul just appears back in like a jump scare. And then she goes to Lewis's house, well, Lewis's place more like, and he sort of says something's happened, something scary going on. And as soon as you think that he's like, he died of some sort of like whatever happened to him, or sort of the possession he was under, he starts smiling. And he starts saying something to her, and he holds like some sort of metal weight and smashes his face in with it. And then she's in like a room and she's about to leave her place after what she's been witnessing, and the whole load of people that just appeared in her place is all smiling and sort of kind of attacks her and sort of like makes her have a concussion or something like that. She then sees like Joshua coming out of her, like, was it studio room? What do you call it, backstage room or something like that when you go into rooms? And he starts smiling at her. But then when she says that he trashed her room, he said he went nowhere near her room, which is kind of creepy to say the least. She also sees somebody running at her. She invites a friend called Gemma over, and this is the part which is mad. So Gemma over, when they start sleeping, I don't know what Gemma said to her, but then she says something that like Sky didn't even expect her to know, like, oh, what did you just say? And then she starts smiling and she turns around, and as soon as she turns back, a car is just coming at her. Just to see somebody standing at the bedside. She also has like a flashback to when she was in like a car. She starts screaming, and she sees like a severed head or something like that on the floor. Man, and then after she gets unconscious in that scene, in the scene where the group of like whatever you call them cause her to be unconscious, she's with her mum in like the clinic or something, right? And I just know what's coming. This sort of movie is so predictable. I just knew what was coming from the get-go in this part. I just knew she's alone with her mum in the room, and that's a perfect time for the entity to try and get her, just so that, because the entity with these demons and stuff, they want the person to look crazy to other people because they don't want to be exposed to their, what they're doing. And demons are smart like that, especially these type of demonic entities, or you want to call it. And then mum starts talking, and when she gets frustrated, I was like, I know what's coming. All the frustration coming out, and she starts smiling, and then it's like they're cursing her and taunting her basically. She smashes a mirror, grabs like a glass, like a sharp like piece of glass, and starts cutting herself with it. Cuts her face and cuts her neck and her eyeball as well, like, and you're thinking it's all in her head. That part is real in that scenario, and if they see that she then Sky's reading of it, Sky did, because she's highly medicated or something like that, so she's an ex-drug addict, or you want to call it, right? And she then escapes, and then she sees that Gemma in the distance, so talks to Gemma, something's going on, and she wants to go to that guy that she met earlier in the movie, about the guy that lost his brother to the same entity, and told her that if he stops her heart for a while, that's it, like the entity will be gone, and then he resuscitates of her. So she's with Gemma in the car, and there's a scene that they did in this which is similar to the one they did from the first one, where they have somebody in the room, and that person actually isn't them. That's like the entity that's there. And there's Gemma driving the car. Even I thought the scene, I didn't think anything of it, but then I don't know why. From the first one, the old woman, I don't know, not old woman. What's her name? She's not old woman. What's her name? I've forgotten her name in the first one, where her doctor is there or something like that, and she gets a call from her doctor, and then that person that with her starts smiling at her. Turns out that was just, she disappeared after a while. I know it was. This scene here is kind of similar, where she gets a call from Gemma, but then Gemma is driving the car, and this scene kind of freaked me out. And she then says about, then talks to Gemma, and Gemma says, reply back to my voicemail. Oh, she sent her, what is it? Sent her voicemail to reply back to her, I don't know. And then Sky kind of says to her, I never slept over at your place for a year. Then you're starting to realise that was never Gemma to begin with, which is mad. And so Gemma sort of says, that entity says that Gemma doesn't like you, sort of thing. It's taunting and manipulating her. But then as soon as Sky closed her eyes, she was in control, she was at the wheel. And it got me thinking that scene all the 1 minute, because she wanted to drive, but then Gemma kind of said, I'll drive. So that was a bit weird to me, how all of a sudden she just decided to do that. So it makes sense for her to be driving her along. And she eventually goes to the dude. And this is mad, the scene as well, right? She sits on this side bed, and he said he'll be right back, he forgot something. And then as soon as she's there for a while, lying there, she sees blood coming down, and then she looks up, and I think it's actually another version of her, kind of like a version of her that she probably hates but doesn't realise it. And they did have a sort of a bit of a fight. This part's a creepy scene, especially when she tried, dislocates her leg, the entity version of her, and then she tries to inject herself, but then it doesn't do anything. That entity is still in control. So maybe the entity was always in control, which made her think she was in control, which is a mad way to put it. And she then eventually traps her in that sort of freeze, and then it cuts her, because he says, break her leg, meaning that the show that she's doing. And then this scene is weird. She sort of isn't on stage, and as she's about to sing in front of her, her fans, the entity version of her is standing right there smiling at her. And that's weird to me, especially. And this is like some Resident Evil type stuff going on in this movie, right? Now I haven't seen Resident Evil. I've seen the gameplay. I think I've seen the first one actually. And this is something out from that sort of movie, like because she has a scar, the entity just used as opportunity to try and whatever do to her, and she sort of opened the entity then just sort of opened up her body like that, like, and then her hands just come out, and then you see that this creature just come out, and I have no idea what's happened, and then it just sort of just takes control of her, but the audience can't see what's happening. They just see her looking all freaked out and going a bit crazy and mental. Excuse me. Oh, crazy and mental. And then it cuts to her just, just getting up, and the fans are still clapping and cheering for some sort of reason. And she then starts smiling. But wait, hang on a minute. I thought the entity was trying to manipulate her. Why was the entity trying to control her this time? Because she's not dead, is she not? And it don't make no sense how she got from that part to that. So was she always on stage the entire time of the movie? That wouldn't make much sense. I would leave her for that long. So I would assume that she's probably obviously the one that has the entity caught and is gonna, and she's good. Oh yeah, she did actually kill herself though. That's probably why. She was the last one to get killed. But then the entity, she'll have to kill herself to get rid of the entity. And then the brutal scene when she starts, hitting herself with a microphone, it goes through her eyeball. You don't see what happens in that scene. They might as well have shown if they showed the other crazy bits. Yeah. Well, there was also quite another scene where she was in that dressing room. Was it dressing room? And she sort of sees some demon behind her, and sort of like plays with her mouth and yeah. Yeah, but I still didn't like the ending bit though. Like, was she in that dressing room the entire? Was she getting on stage, or was she always on stage? I don't know. She was always gonna die anyway, so it was just getting some time just to try and control her mind and to make her a good state for them to do it. I really don't get it, to be honest. I don't know. I mean, the first one, I kind of a bit. I mean, especially towards it, I thought she was actually experiencing this type of stuff, but it was all essentially just fears. Maybe she got a bit of stage fright, and all the demons are kind of haunting her per se. So maybe she got nervous around those people, but then it was only like the only thing that makes you feel different is because she killed someone, and that just kind of plays a part to curse her to make her feel guilty. That's what they're doing this time, which kind of makes perfect sense. And demonic entities don't necessarily care about your loved ones. They'll just kill off anybody that they can see as a good opportunity to really get emotional and to make you a bit crazy and insane. So yeah, I found that one quite interesting, to be honest. But yeah, at the end, I think maybe she did get stage fright. I think all the fears from the fans. I mean, maybe the other people that was smart there was probably like fears, and to play on the emotions too. That it got a bit too much for her, and she's just going a bit crazy. And the fact she's on meds as well made her. Is probably thinking that. Oh, I just touched the table. That's why the screen shook a little bit. And yeah, not to mention there was a crazy dude in one scene where he was out on the way of skin or something, or wherever. You're perfect. I don't know. That was a creepy scene. I mentioned him as much as I can. Like I said, I remember bits in the first one. This one here, I'm not going to forget this for a long time. This made me mess around with my mind, because I'm starting to think, was she actually experiencing all these entities, or was it all in her head? I don't know. Maybe you in the comments could just decipher it for me and tell me what you think. Your rating? You know what? There's no question. It's a 10. I know what you're thinking, Frankie, when you give all these type of movies a 10, because this movie deserves a 10. There ain't no way anyone's just going to give this an 8. Now, it's better than an 8. This is an incredible movie. Scenery, the graphics. I mean, I don't mention too much about the gore bits, because that's standard type of horror movies in these sort of situations. Like, when these type of movies anyway, and what the movie is about is going to be gore. Not every horror movie has that, but then horror movies are known to have that, so I'm not going to mention much about it. The acting, top notch and top tier. The storyline, the dialogue was just brilliant. There had some scary parts to it, some good mystery aspects to it. Everything. I know the ending, maybe you could say, that was probably like, that was kind of, maybe it's a bit confusing, but in the movie it just suits it, because sometimes all movies have a lot of mystery to it, like what the hell was happening or whatever it is. But I like that. And there's one thing that I'm not too sure of, is the juxtaposition. I'm not sure if that was one, but if it is, then I don't know, but I don't find the juxtapositions that much, because they give out what is going to be at towards the end of the movie. Like, that's really spoiling it. We want to just be able to watch the movie throughout, because there's no point. If it's just showing the ending, we kind of need to watch the full movie, do we? But then there might be some extra bits towards the ending. That's probably why they do it. However, I don't know about juxtapositions, to be honest. It's not really being a big fan of them. I'm curious about some of them in some movies, yes, but not necessarily a big fan of them as such, because it spoils a bit towards the end of the movie. Yeah, or possibly show. I think shows do have them too. It's just you got to watch every episode to just figure it out. Yeah, and go to the last episode and you'll find out. But yeah, I don't think there's any improvements they could have made in this movie. I think probably the ending part a bit more clearer, but the first one was kind of similar, to be fair. So I'll give them that one. It's just, this movie was wow, incredible. Whoever made this movie, hashtag your names in, as I do with loads of every other review. These directors, producers, writers, whatever, deserve to get a raise from this movie. Probably one of the creepiest movies I have ever seen in my life. It creeped me out. It's not just the jump scares that got me, it's the smiling. It's like watching Truth or Dare, the second one, where they all start smiling. It creeps me out, because if you see someone smile like that, you think they're up to no good. It's just evil. So yeah, that also makes me question that, do performers actually witness this sort of stuff? Not exactly like this, but they must witness some stuff, where the amount of stuff they would have to go through, and what they've been put through. They would have had to at least witness some sort of craziness in their lifetime. So yeah, that's it for this video. 10 out of 10 is. If you enjoyed the video, please give a like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification below. So see you in my next video.